reality sets in, and we're here.
Respect isn't given, it's earned in blood.
Boxing King Media, delighted to be joined by Mr. Al Siesta, all the way from
Moscow. From Moscow.
Moscow. I was going to say St. Petersburg, but we're close. It's not that far, is it, from Moscow?
No. 600 kilometers.
That is far. How are you, Al? Everything good? You've just been making waves in the boxing world, putting on shows, and you got some more shows coming up.
I'm very good, brother. Very good. Very busy. Haven't been back to the UK in 16 weeks. Haven't seen my family, It's incredible. Working very hard, traveling the world, Dubai, Philippines, everywhere, man. Honestly, Russia, Tajikistan, so unorthodox countries, and exercising my geography. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Loads and pipeline, and work. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's always good to catch up with you and see where you're at. So I was watching the show the other day with Kuzmin and JALOLOV. Another obviously good promotion for you guys. A big upset in the main event, but also JALOLOV as well. Even though he won, I feel like that was an upset because what is obviously, I don't know if you've got a promotional deal with JALOLOV or if that was a one-off thing. But what is going on with this guy? Two-time Olympic gold medalist. He should be up there, like, with the top 10 heavyweights. His name should be getting mentioned alongside, fighting for world titles. But he just seems to have disappeared for a long time. And then he comes back with a lackluster performance.
You see, JALOLOV is a very big superstar back in Uzbekistan. And he's been pulled left, right, and center by the media, by various opportunities outside of boxing. And he's a great cult figure there. And it's very difficult for him to focus on boxing. And that is the biggest predicament he's facing right now. So we're giving him an opportunity. We put him on the card against Vitaly Kudukhov, who is a very claustrophobic, well-known in terms of pressure, and I call it claustrophobic opponent. And we wanted to see if JALOLOV will be. Vitaly is not a puncher. As you've seen, he doesn't throw much, but he's just right there in your face. And we wanted to see how JALOLOV will deal with it. And by the looks of things, he didn't deal with him well enough anyway. And he got tired, he gassed out, and Kudukhov kept coming, and it made a fight at least, because there is something to talk about it now, because where it was just a normal day in the office for JALOLOV on paper, now we can talk about the fight a little bit. But it was interesting, shows JALOLOV's vulnerabilities. And now a few heavyweights are licking lips by looking at him and thinking, I can dethrone this Uzbekistani monster and claim his legacy,
Yeah, that's quite a valid point there. Hopefully, you might find it easier to get opponents now. Where's he at with regards to English? Because I remember when I spoke to him about 4 years ago, and one of the main bits of advice I gave him was I said, learn English as quickly as you can because you will open yourself up to a bigger market space and it'd be easier for you to get fights. Because you would expect him on some of these Riyadh shows, etc. But obviously, I'm assuming from watching his interviews, he still doesn't speak English and has kind of just left himself low key.
He doesn't speak English that well, but at the end of the day, Riyadh is an international platform, and everyone welcome if you've got good enough level. Or if you're in elite, if you have an elite standard, obviously Riyadh is interested. But now I'm thinking, by seeing JALOLOV last couple of times against Shevardzutsky and Kudukhov, there is a reservation about him going into the hard fight, don't you think? Of course, I mean, when we'll speak about Kuzmin-Khalidov fight, which was absolutely spectacular, it was a firework, heavyweight spectacle, festival. But I think JALOLOV is vulnerable, and that's why you're not seeing him in big fights.
Okay, last one on him. Is he back with you guys again soon, or what's the plan for him next?
Possibly. We'll see. We're talking to the team. He's training in St. Petersburg at the moment with Bivol's trainer. So he's in Bivol's camp, and that's why he was on our card in St. Petersburg. It was convenient, and also we spoke about it. And when he's been going into the camp, I said, "You're welcome to fight on my card." So that's why Jalolov was there.
Kuzmin, a great main event, really good matchmaking. How many people expected him to get turned over, and he did. And what's the plans for the winner and even for Kuzmin next?
Man, nobody ever done to Kuzmin what Khalidov did. Nobody. No Michael Hansen, no Martin Bakoli. They were both very close fights. Khalidov, his story, it honestly, man came back from the darkness, seriously, to overcome many adversities. The nicest guy you can meet, an absolute animal in the ring. Great pedigree. He's also bare knuckle and MMA king in Russia. He hasn't lost a fight at bare knuckle, never lost a fight at MMA. Khalidov is unbelievable. He's got great boxing IQ. He can really box. And he told me, he goes, "I'll stop him before the eighth. I'll stop him. I need 8 rounds. I don't need any more. I'll stop Kuzmin." And we heard it all before. It was great commotion at the Gloves Are Off. My equivalent is Ring Will Show is called. So I'm narrating this new program for my promotional company, and I'm speaking to the fighters, and it caught fire. It was almost like, because I didn't have security, because in Russia it's all good natured. Suddenly I found myself in the deep waters when they really squared off to each other, and you will have to answer for it right now, and blah blah blah. So anyway, it was from the get-go, it was a brilliant fight. We're supposed to make it a year ago, but we couldn't because he's still been on parole at the time with the tag on his leg.
I saw that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Khalidov, he had a tag, so the security force and like a national probation office didn't allow us to have that fight because he couldn't leave the certain area. It was crazy. So now, when we made this fight, it's really caught fire, you know. And I'm so glad. I'm not saying glad I'm wrong, but I'm glad that if anyone became victorious there, that it was Khalidov like this in this manner, because it opens up a floodgate for him with various opportunities. Because Sergey Kuzmin is a great fighter, a great operator. He fought on the highest level. He beat David Price. British public knows who he is. American public knows who he is. Khalidov is a cat in the bag. So now people know exactly who he is. And he's been calling out names. He got great charisma, really nice guy, 37 years of age. He's like a good vintage car that stood in the garage for many years because of his lifestyle and whatever he had in the past. So he's very fresh as a heavyweight. He doesn't have any mileage. And I'm really excited for Khalidov to go and do big things and me promoting him.
Yep, he's like I said, he's repaid your faith in him. And what is next for you guys? What's the next IBA show coming up that you can tell us about?
He squared off to Jalolov in the dressing room. He goes, "Let's go. I want you. I want Jalolov." And he goes, Martin Bakoli. We said David Allen. He called any. He goes, "I can fight Makhmudov, Allen winner. I fight Derek Chisora. I fight Anthony Joshua." He was name dropping left, right, and center, being euphorical. And I truly believe he could cause problems to anyone, anybody.
Okay.
Just unbelievable punch output, very good puncher, loads of punches, great technique, ducking and diving, very nice to watch. Decent size heavyweight.
Indeed. And then you've got a show coming up in the Philippines, I understand.
Listen, delighted. We haven't announced it properly, but I'll tell you early. So we are co-promoting with Manny Pacquiao, 50th anniversary of Trillion Manila. Unbelievable. IBA and Manny Pacquiao and Filipino government will present this event. There will be huge announcement on Manny Pacquiao's side as well. And we've got a couple of Russian fighters on the card, Russian heavyweight, Russian middleweight, both. One of them is an interim WBA bridgerweight champion, another one top 3 WBA contender, and delighted to be a part of that event. And it's incredible. I'm going to Philippines on 25th, never been to Manila. Looking forward to it incredibly. Huge move for IBA, great collaboration, and just shows that we're in the right direction, you know.
And I've seen that you've got something happening in Dubai in December, a 2 week boxing festival type thing. Just to
Brother,
understand, is that just
brother.
amateurs or is that professionals as well?
Right, let me tell you something. As you know, IBA is also an amateur boxing organization, obviously, a prolific one that run boxing for 70 years. We have announced a men's IBA men's amateur world championships. It will be incredible because we have unbelievable opening, the Olympic Games style opening. We have all the preliminaries. Then we've got on the 12th, we've got big professional fight night with the world title fights on the card, including the heavyweight one for Murat Gassiev. And announcement is pending, is imminent. And yeah, on the 13th is the final of the World Championships, and it's a great 13 days festival of boxing in Dubai at the tennis arena. National Tennis Arena is like an equivalent of Wimbledon or Roland Garros in Paris. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Really looking forward to it. The weather will be fantastic. Just Dubai in December, it's paradise, you know it. If there's time to go to Dubai, winter, and that's why we decided to do it in open air. And yeah, great media engagement, talking to various partners. The card is buzzing. The matchmaking is almost done. Really looking forward to it. And all the amateur boxers, welcome. Listen, the prize money, 8.5 million in prize money, gold medal. By the way, all the medals, real gold, real silver. Prize money, the gold medal, $300,000. $150,000 goes to the boxer. 25% of it goes to the trainer, the unsung hero of boxing, the people who get left out, people get changed, people upset, people, their destinies and hearts broken of the trainers. You know how hard the trainer business is, you know? And so Umar Kremlov, our president, said, Al, I want to restore the fairness in this situation. I would like trainers to be rewarded properly. If we're making this big prize pot, so I would like trainers to be rewarded. And the 25% goes to the federation for raising the fighter, for investing into the fighter, for leading his career. And 50% goes to the fighter. I think this is a great, fair ratio. And exciting purses. And silver medal, 150,000. The bronze medals at 75,000. And fifth and the fourth place, 10,000.
That's incredible.
Great. Never been done before. Never been done before. Unbelievable. Very exciting. And I hope the national federations will recognize opportunity and they will come and participate. Great. Great. I'm really looking forward to see, hopefully, to see British team in there. And I know there's a World Boxing election on 23rd in Rome, 23rd of November. And I don't think we should segregate boxing from each other, and we should segregate boxing full stop. I think we should unite and work together, and this is very important for our sporting ethos, and we should not bring any politics or some national phobia in, despite what's going on in the world, because you know every side has a story and there's no right and wrongs at the end of the day. And if we are quiet about something, we can't be vocal about something else. You know what I'm implying at, correct? So we need to be fair. The sport is peace, and that's how we need to live it, and that's how we need to run it. At the end of the day, it's careers of sportsmen on the line, and we need to be very careful about this, and we need to be caring towards the progression rather than stop and segregate and divide and conquer, if you know what I mean.
Yep, definitely. I want to get your opinion, Al, on the your fellow Eastern European ARSLANBEK Makhmudov, who fights this Saturday against Dave Allen. A lot of people are picking Dave to stop him late on. You will have seen Makhmudov for a long time, so just try and tell the fans how good Makhmudov is. The fans that will probably don't know him because you've probably known him for a lot longer than most British fans.
I know Makhmudov very well, very well.
And give us a prediction.
What can I tell you about Makhmudov? I mean, Dave Allen is a very good friend of mine. And David is at a certain level where he could be very dangerous. Can he be dangerous for Makhmudov? I don't know, because Makhmudov is very competent. I know you're talking about Agit Kabayel. I know you're talking about Zhang and Joseph Parkers and people like that. But Dave Allen is a huge ask for Dave Allen to embark on. And if Dave Allen will be able to beat Makhmudov, he's in an elite league. Of course, Makhmudov is a great gatekeeper. He can punch. He's very strong. Yes, he could crack mentally, as you've seen, and he doesn't like in the body. But will Dave Allen be able to implement? Will he be able to implement that kind of work on Makhmudov? Time will show. But Makhmudov is favorite for me in this fight. But I would like Dave Allen to win.
Okay, so tell us how the fight unfolds and how does it end?
I think Makhmudov will go strong on Dave and rock Dave, potentially could wave him off. That's what I can see. If David can catch the body, can really tack up well and weather the storm, I don't know. It's a hard one to call because, again, it's like Khalidov Kuzmin. And where with Usyk Joshua, I always knew that there's no chance for AJ to beat Usyk because it's just a different matrix. It's like a black and white and color palette. You can't compare them. It's two different personalities, two different destinies, and two different moments in the universe. So here it's very difficult because Makhmudov, you can't write him off. Yes, he's vulnerable, but he's also very powerful. He's a big man. So I don't know. I fancy Makhmudov there, although I really want Dave Allen to win. In terms of how it's going to go, Makhmudov going to go guns blazing. Maybe we'll be slightly hesitant in the beginning, but whilst he smelled the blood, he probably will wave David off, and it will be too much for Dave. I can't see any other result. Everything else is a surprise for me, but I'd love to be wrong here.
Okay. And this is an opinion or a prediction coming from a matchmaker as well. So yeah, we'll have to trust your judgment on that. And then just quickly, Ben Whittaker joining Matchroom. What do you make of that? And is it a good move for Ben Whittaker? And obviously he's left. I think he was at Boxer when you was at Boxer.
Yeah. Ben Whittaker was our signing. I was at Boxer for 2 years. I loved working with Boxer. And what I can tell you, it was coming for a mile. I knew personally that Ben Whittaker and Eddie Hearn were communicating for a while. And I don't want to say it was during his contract with the Boxer, but there were various rumors. And I knew he will always end up with Matchroom. I personally, and that's absolutely comes as no surprise for me whatsoever by the things, by the way things were going at Boxer. And yeah, it's very interesting. And I mean, look, Matchroom are a great company, but Ben needs to up his game because they will not be messing around with matchmaking. And he needs to raise to the occasion. And he needs to come up with the goods. He's an interesting individual. He's a bit of an enigma. Yes, he can go and do big things, but he's in a very, very hard division. He's in the Eastern European based division. We've got Ali Ismailov, we've got Bill, we've got Benavides, we've got Gvozdik, we've got Terbiev, we've got all sorts of guys there, Morales. But man, it's a hard division. It's a hard division, unless Ben will be looking for commercial fights. Ben Whittaker can fight Canelo if he wants to at 175. That's a great fight. And that people would love to see. Just a little clue for those who never thought of that fight. This is the kind of, I think that Ben Whittaker can have a career of Chris Eubank Jr. They're very similar. And I don't think they killers. I don't think they're monsters, but they got great commercial presence. And they know how to tell the story, and they capture in public's imagination. And I think Matchroom, not advising, because Matchroom knows much better than I do what to do with him. But I think that's the path I would choose for Ben Whittaker. I wouldn't think that it's a next coming of Christ in the light heavyweight division, and he will clean up that division. I wouldn't go that far, but I would say he's a definitely very big commercial asset for Matchroom, and the big commercial fights there, like Canelo, like Chris Eubank Jr. potentially, and maybe Dmitry Bivol when he's on decline, maybe. Okay. Do you agree with me?
I can't offer my opinion, but I'm a big fan of Ben Whittaker, and I think boxing needs characters and
100%. 100%.
He's one of
100%. As Barry Hearn once said, good boxer is better. Sorry, he said the famous boxer is better than the good one.
That's fact.
Fact.
See that
In this day and age, absolutely.
100%. But yeah, that's it. Al, thank you very much for your opinions. All the best with the work you're doing out there.
You know, dreams do come true. Reality sets in. You know, we here.